Hello everyone! Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to start off with the Dawntrail role quests. First one we're going to do is, as you can probably tell from the axe, the tank ones. We start off the first of the role quests because we haven't done any of them. From Br'uk over here at his wonderful establishment. Let's go ahead and talk to him and get started. Uncouth customers. Now from what I've read on these are a lot less serious and more like Hildebrand level funny, goofy kind of deal compared with like last time we were dealing with a bunch of blasphemy stuff. So hopefully this will end up being pretty funny. Br'uk has an urgent job for a courageous soul. Brilliant. I was wondering when you'd be along. Well, I mean, it's been quite a while since we could have started these, but wanted to wait until after the expansion. We finish the expansion because they're gonna have us. Actually, no, they don't. For each of these, we go to different places in the world, right? So then it doesn't actually matter if you actually wait. Because like Shadowbringers, you had not only were you required to finish them, but you couldn't do them until you got to the Tempest. So like they realized that their issue with that when they started doing the role quest, because that was the first expansion they did the role quest. But then in Endwalker, like they're going to do with this one, at least from what I've read, they're going to send us to different regions in the world, and I believe the tank one is going to take us into like Korthus area, so we'll go ahead and see how that goes. Brilliant. I was wondering when you'd be along. Not a moment too soon, either. I've got an urgent job that needs doing, and there's no one else I'd entrust with it. Of course, you'll be wanting to know the details. It's a long story, so why don't you grab a seat over there? I'll join you shortly. I have a few things to finish up here before I join you. Make yourself comfortable, Brilliant. It's going to be quite the yarn. Is it going to be like Yana's yarn? Anyway, there's our destination. I don't really see. Oh, there's a seat there. I'm just blind. Now that we're all settled, allow me to introduce myself properly. I think Book did that for us, if I recall correctly, so I guess you can do it again if you want. I'm Br'uk, propriety of Zabayev Tier. As you know, my establishment is open to anyone, people hailing from across Tyrol and sometimes further. Come here to whet their appetite and slake their thirst. Given how we turn no one away, it's inevitable that a few bad apples might mix into my motley patrons, and therein lies the rub. A particularly rotten bunch was here not long ago. Sitting just over there, in fact, and having a conversation most foul. See, a really good time for a migraine. I thank you all for coming here, so far from your respective homes. Oh well, I was gonna give her more a sinister voice, but if it's a bun girl and she's an elegantly dressed woman, I might add, maybe she should have more of a smoother voice? Yeah, let's go with that. As this is the first time we have all gathered in one place, perhaps formal introductions are in order. I am... Welcome. What will you be having? Right. I know I just said this is going to be more a comical thing. I didn't realize they were going to start it off immediately. Could we have a moment, please? We are in the middle of something very important. Now then, where was I? Oh yes, I am Ambiahi. If you are sitting here now, It's because I've personally invited you to the Passage of the Unbound, my secretive, villainous order, with ambitions to sow discord throughout the world. And you just say that out loud? Where everyone can hear you? Villains do not often call themselves such. Nor do secret orders have their meeting in places where all eyes can see. Good point. There you got Hildebrand sound effects. What do you know? Your snide remarks only ruin my carefully constructed atmosphere. If I had time to think of a suitable slogan, you would understand that words are everything. But I digress. I invited you all here for one reason, to throw the world into a mire of chaos, and then watch its nations crumble. What else would we call ourselves if not villainous? My only intent is to punish all those who dare to mock and belittle me. So long as I can achieve that, you can call me whatever you like. The rich, the powerful, the mighty, all shall be crushed under the weight of my ire. A grand design for a group of 6. Even if we manage to muster others to our side, there's a limit to what we can accomplish. I regret to say you are right. At present, we are bound and powerless. That is why, in order to raise our fists against our oppressors, we must find the strength to shatter our shackles. And in doing so, we shall become unbound. Like the birds soaring up above, we shall take flight and spread our wicked wings, staining the azure skies with black. Okay, you can tone it down there. It's raining. Of course it's raining. It's always raining. But sometimes the skies become treacherous with clouds, and even birds must rest. You speak of finding strength. Is that why we are here? To look for it? If so, then I pledge my aid. With newfound might at my beck and call, I shall win adoration known only by a hero. Your eagerness is heartening, and you're correct. The tools to make our goal a reality lay in Thrall. Across this continent can be found certain artifacts which possess untold power. Did you say artifacts? Oh, I sense an adventurous hunt for instruments of devious devilry ahead. My imagination is overflowing with images of the new forms my trickery might take. I dare say the world is not ready. She says with a little bow on top of her head. Yes, well, to get to the heart of the matter, the objects are held by the disparate tribes which make their homes in the Trolley continent, where they have been passed down through generations as sacred treasures. Whatever stories these people have attached to their so-called treasures matters not. Each contain the essence of a fearsome beast, called a Troll Vidral. Well, this is gonna go well. And with them in our possession, none shall be able to stand against us. We shall take the objects for ourselves, bring them across the sea, and use them to undermine nations far and wide. The means by which you each choose to do so, I leave in your hands. I only ask that you do not disappoint. I take it there are no questions? Then let the passage of the unbound open unto the world. We begin at once. Ma'am, you didn't pay your bill. They didn't order... They didn't order a single thing. Like, guys, you can at least get some waters. Yes, quite foul indeed. They didn't even order anything. That's the long and short of it. What do you think? Quite an interesting organization. They might lack discretion, but they seem formidable nonetheless. No. They left without ordering anything? Villainous indeed. It's right there in their name. Yes. They are unbound by manners and respect, and won't be welcome back here anytime soon. You, on the other hand, can stay as long as you want. Yeah. Of course. We had a duty to report what we heard to the Landsguard. We did, but it didn't make a damn difference, because soon we learned those unwelcome guests had teeth. Yeah, I mean, I understand you would get confused by that considering they didn't order anything, but usually people have teeth. Not long ago, one individual from a remote tribe came here seeking help recovering a stolen relic. Then another came with the same story, and another, and so on. By the time we realized the passage of the unbound was a real threat, they had one and all made their way across the sea with their ill-gotten gains. Each tribe has sent one of their own to recover what was lost, but being in strange lands, they're at a disadvantage. That's why I've been looking for someone who knows every corner of Eorzea and beyond. Well, that's me. Now, I know you've got business in Tyrol, or else you wouldn't be here in the first place. But if you could take the time to hear Raul Majun out, you'd be doing a service to many who could really use a helping hand. Is that is that how their wave is? I can't remember what their race is called. The female big cats. Is that double-handed wave? Anyway, let's go and talk to Raul Majun. Finish this introductory quest. Greetings. Allow me to thank you personally for lending your assistance in this matter. We've been quite desperate for someone suitable. Greetings, Raul Majun. At the risk of becoming a daily nuisance, I must ask, have there been any developments you might share? A nuisance? Why, perish the thought. You've come just in time, in fact. None other than the vaunted Brillian has agreed to aid the search. Finally, a fortunate turn. As long as our sacred treasures are in wicked hands, our homes shall know no peace. To say nothing of the danger they pose to other nations. If these thieves really do intend to stir up chaos across the seas, then you had better depart on the next ship. I'd rather just teleport, it's a lot faster. But before you do, it might be proper to introduce you to those who have come to Tuliolol in search of aid. Loza Zen Nikwi there comes from a village far to the north. A single warrior cannot hope to withstand the power of her tribe's relic. Are you sure about that? So she requires a stout protector. Someone who can be leaned upon when the times are darkest. Well, yeah, I think I've qualified for that. I mean, I did beat Shadowbringers after all. The heirloom that Naipin must recover afflicts terrible maladies upon its victims. He seeks someone who commands great healing magics to counteract this effect. Okay, that's the healing one. Oh, hello, ma'am. The search for Shashepya's tribal treasures has been entrusted to the Peerless Hunter. Okay, that's probably the ranged one then. She requires someone to act as a frontline fighter who can distract her targets while her bow takes deadly aim. Okay, never mind. That's probably the melee DPS. Or maybe it's the tank one. Actually, it's probably the tank one. Ooh, yeah, I like the sound of that. And lastly, there is Suhi, who knows little about her people's ancient artifact aside that it must not fall into the wrong hands. She seeks a mage of great power, but anything beyond that lies shrouded in mystery. Aren't you forgetting someone, Ralja? Your crisis is just as pressing, even if you don't say so yourself. Ralja hails from further south than even Mamuk, and has traveled many days and nights in search of someone who can strike down their prey from afar. Okay, he's the physical ranged one, okay. And it's the only way to escape the effect of his village's treasure. Did I get that right? Indeed, indeed. I do get so forgettable in my old age. Thank you, Ral Majun. 5 tribes, 5 stolen treasures. All are waiting for the aid of a brave soul. Hopefully that can be you, Brillian. Of course, I shall share all I know on the matter. You only need to ask. And know that I will not hold it against you should you choose to assist only those for whom your talents are best suited. So long as you do what you can, the people of Tyrol, and maybe even further, will be in your debt. Well, isn't like everyone in my debt considering how many times I've saved the universe? Also, we are going to be doing all of them. We're just obviously only doing the tank one for today. Let's wrap this one up. You have gained access to the role quest for Dawntrail. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, melee DPS, physical range DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. Yeah, and I have all those jobs leveled, so we'll just be able to go through and do them once I get to this. Once I get around to doing each one of them. Seek out the people of Troll gathered in Zabayi of Tyr and assist them with recovering their stolen treasures. From definitely not Organization 13. Actually, they seem like more Organization 12 to me, but, 12? 6.